Welcome to Women on the Move, African American women achieving milestones in their careers. We begin with Revlon spokesperson Halle Berry. It isn't often when an African American woman has the opportunity to achieve the career of Halle Berry.
It all started about 3 weeks ago. My husband's house.
Halle has been on the move in Hollywood with movies that ranged from comedies to action thrillers.
Well, I think over the years I've tried to do really different kinds of things, so not to get pigeonholed or typecast or stereotyped in any way. And this is just another character to add to the repertoire of things that I can say I've done, different genres of acting I can say I've tried, and just out of sheer boredom. I'm one that gets bored really easy, and I just wanted to try something new and just jump head first and see where I come out.
With her participation in the Revlon television ad campaign, Halle has been able to represent a positive image of African American women in the broad general market.
What I think my role is to, of course, represent not only women, but our community. And what I like about Revlon is that they've included me in their across-the-board campaign. You don't just see me in Essence and Ebony. I mean, it's very important that I'm there, but you also see me in the Vogues and the Cosmopolitans, and they're finally saying that, hey, we can look at you with some sort of equality and accept that we have beautiful black women as well. And they're also expanding and making all different shades of cosmetics that people of color, not only black but Hispanic and Asian women can wear, and I'm very much a part of developing the colors and talking to the chemist, and they're developing things specially for me that will help me better represent the product. So I think it's certainly a step in the right direction, that's saying that we are one people, that we don't need a black line of cosmetics, that we can have one company with one line that every woman can utilize.
My, don't we look handsome today?
Thank you.
Here are today's batch of requisitions, all marked, ready for your signature.
Halle has been able to successfully make the transition to her public life.
I think I've finally developed a tough skin. It used to bother me in the beginning, and I would, cry and be, how could they say that? And I'd say, I'm gonna sue. And then when I realized how much it's gonna cost me to sue, I said, well, I just let that go. So now I think I've developed a tough skin, and I'm finding a way to just laugh at it, and every chance I get, try to dispel the rumors if I can. But that's just one of the downsides that goes along with a career that has so many more positives to it than negatives. So I just deal with it.
You do that, and I'll scratch out the one good eye you got left.
Hey, Carmen.
How about going to classes with me tonight? I can dance those other guys right to the floor.
Dorothy Dandridge was the first black woman to be nominated for Academy Award for Leading Actress for Carmen Jones. She did not win, but she was sort of the first black female sex symbol, symbol of beauty, that was really that recognized besides Lena Horne. She was the premier black film star, and she lived somewhat of a tragic life. She had a brain damage to a retarded daughter, and she had a lot of trouble with men and relationships. And the movie that I want to make, and you're talking about people racing to get it done, I've had this passion for 5 years, and I quietly didn't get involved in the war with Janet and Whitney or whatever that was all about, but I kept quiet and did my own little thing, and finally this summer I'm going to do a co-production venture with HBO and do a story and tell it my way, the way that I want to tell it. It's not really going to be based on the books that Janet and Whitney are fighting over, but it's going to be done with the cooperation of her manager that's still living and people that actually knew Dorothy, that were in her life at the time and have stories to tell. A career can be long in many ways. You can be in front of the camera, but there's so much more money to be made and so many more differences to be made behind the scenes, not just in front of the camera. And as a minority artist, I'm finding that to make my own opportunities, I have to create them, because they're not just sitting out there waiting for me to go do. I have to be creative and innovative and find a way to make them happen for myself. And that's what the business part of me is all about. In many ways, it's self-motivating, but in other ways, I'm looking into the future and figuring out, okay, how can I help other women, black women, white women, just other people do good projects that they really want to do, that have good messages. That's my thing. Do things that have good messages. Be responsible about the movies that we put out there. Not every movie out, but I think it's important if you do, once a year, once every 2 years, whenever you can, put out a piece of work that children can learn from, that you can help educate them, because they do look to us for whatever reasons for guidance, and I know I looked at my role models for that. So the business end of me is motivated for many different reasons.